Hey guys, this is the Mi 11X, also known as the Poco F3 or the Redmi K40 in some regions. Now, what an amount of time has passed and it's 2022 now. Now, how does this phone fare in 2022? Let's find out. I got it in the Amazon sale and I have to say, it's one of the best phones of 2021. Let me explain why. Let's come to the design first. The back is made up of glass. And if you see the devices in this price range, the back is not made up of glass. It's made up of some polycarbonate material or some plastic material. But this back is a fingerprint magnet. At least the color that I have, I believe this is known as Cosmic Black. So the Cosmic Black one is a fingerprint magnet. So if you are going to buy this device, get the Celestial Blue one. Or if you want this color, just put a skin to the back of it like I did. This will ensure that the back of the phone stays in pristine condition and will help you a lot when you're about to sell the phone. Coming to the front, it is 6.67 inches and 120 Hz AMOLED. Now, I'm not a big phone guy. My last device was the Galaxy S10 and that was just 6.1 inches. Now, this isn't an upgrade over the Galaxy S10, but the S10's charging port was dying, and for me to replace the charging port, I had to pay 12,000 rupees. How 12,000? So what Samsung did is, on the Galaxy S10 lineup series, they soldered the charging port to the motherboard, which is just plain dumb. So for a usual charging port replacement, aftermarket ones, I would just spend like 300 or 400 Indian rupees. For that, I had to spend like 12 or 13,000 Indian rupees. Just plain dumb. I thought, why not chime in more money and get a new phone? So I had to get something which was cheap, which was inexpensive. I believe they are the same words. So I wanted a phone which was inexpensive and looked good. But I digress. Coming to the display has good colors, great brightness, and looks premium. But the selfie camera, yeah, the cutout is quite small. It's not intrusive at all, but there's a ring to the selfie camera. I mean, who in the Xiaomi design team had this idea? I know how to make the camera look premium. Let's add a ring around the selfie camera. Plain dumb. Also, this has black crush issues as well as tint issues. The black crush one can be eliminated if you just change the refresh rate to 60 Hz. But I got a phone which has 120 Hz refresh rate, so I want to use that 120 Hz. So that's not an option for me. It can be reduced marginally by just changing your color profile. So I'm good there. For the green tint one, it's a panel issue. If you have that, get your device replaced. I didn't get my device replaced, but the issue is only visible in pitch black environments under low brightness. And considering the price that I paid for this, I'm fine with it. Coming to the speakers, they are good, they are loud. Not Samsung and iPhone levels of quality, but they are pretty good. Also, they have Dolby Atmos. So when it's turned on, they get quite loud and spacious, be it music or videos. There's a weird design here. So it has dual speakers, one is at the bottom and one is at the top. So what Xiaomi has done here, they have made grills on the top of the phone. So user would think that the top of the phone is the speaker, but it's not. The earpiece acts as a secondary speaker. Also, this has an IR blaster, so if you need it, it has it. I would have preferred an NFC sensor over an IR blaster because I feel NFC is much more useful. The fingerprint sensor is located at the side of the phone on the power button. It's quite fast. I would have preferred an indent over the power button so that it is a bit differentiated, like in Samsung phones or in other phones, but this works as well. Pro tip, if you have this phone, just go to settings, go to fingerprint and security and change the behavior of the sensor to press rather than touch. This is to avoid unnecessary vibrations when you're just carrying the phone. So just change it to press. There's a cool software trick on the Fingerprint Scanner that I want to mention. Of course, I'll come to the software part later on, but double tapping the fingerprint sensor can do a lot of tasks, like launching the camera, taking a screenshot, turning on the flashlight, I believe like this. Oh, like this. This is so much cool and it's so much helpful. The call quality is great, but there's a proximity sensor issue. It's not an issue because this does not have a proximity sensor. So Xiaomi is using something they call virtual proximity sensor. They are mimicking the proximity sensor using software. So what a proximity sensor does is when you're calling someone, take your phone to your ear, the screen will turn off. This will also turn off your screen, but if you take it slowly, it won't turn off. If you adjust your phone, it won't turn off. This will lead to accidental dialing. This was a lot frustrating. I gave this phone to my dad for a day. He was so frustrated because he is big on voice calls. And speaking of connectivity, this has 5G. So it has just 2 bands, so it does not have 5G. And if you're taking it for 5G, please don't. Coming to the battery life is quite good. I could get more than 24 hours of usage with decent screen on time. By decent, I mean 6.5 to 7 hours, sometimes less than that, but the standby time increases, and this includes gaming. And it charges pretty fast with a supplied 33-watt charger in the box. Takes about an hour to charge. Now, some people might think 33 watts isn't that fast. You have 45 watts, you have 60 watts, you have 67 watts, you have 120 watts. So 33 watts isn't that fast. But remember guys, I came from the 15-watt charger by Samsung and they called it fast charging. Coming to the camera, they are decent and click good pictures. It's a triple camera setup, so the main one is a 48 megapixel shooter, then there's an ultra wide and 8 megapixel one, and then there's a macro camera that's a 5 megapixel one. I'm not a camera guy, I click pictures here and there, and here are some shots for you to judge. I like the macro lens on this. Sure, I would have preferred a zoom camera because that's the ideal camera setup, a main one, an ultra wide and a zoom. But shooting macros is a lot fun. Sure, it will die down in some time, but shooting macros is a lot fun. Here are some macro shots for you to judge. There are some weird things here too. For example, in the camera UI, you have 0.66, that's the ultra wide, 1x, that's the main lens, and 2x, that's the that's not the telephoto, it's just a digital zoom of the main lens. I don't know why Xiaomi did it. Also, in order for you to access the macro mode, you have to go to the camera, hit the hamburger icon, and select the macro mode. It's not readily available like your photo mode, video mode, pro photo mode, pro video mode. Just plain strange. Coming to the performance, this is where the phone shines. It has a flagship processor and can run anything and everything you throw at it. Even heavy games like Genshin Impact at the highest settings or Call of Duty at the highest settings and the highest frame rate. And yes, Call of Duty on this phone, Call of Duty supports 128 FPS gaming. So that's good. As for heating, I noticed that the device got warm when I was continuously gaming on it, but it didn't get hot. And for my regular usage, it always stayed cool. So no heating issues for me. The only downside to this device is that the storage isn't expandable. It's just 128 GB. Irrespective of the RAM version that you get. That is, I have a 6 GB RAM variant. It has 128 GB. The 8 GB one also has 128 GB. Xiaomi should have launched the 256 GB variant in India, but it did not. Now, irrespective of the RAM version, the apps always stayed in memory. And this has something they call a RAM expansion or memory expansion feature. So what they do is, at least I hope this is what they do, they take 2 GB of internal storage and add it to your RAM. So 6 becomes 8, 8 becomes 10. Although this is not visible anywhere in the UI, at least in the latest software update that I have, that's MIUI 12.5.7 Enhanced Edition. Coming to the big one, the software. MIUI, MIUI. It's not as bad as people make it out to be, and if given a choice, I would not have preferred it over a Mi device. But that's the beauty of these devices. There are tons of custom ROMs available for this device. This is a developer-friendly phone. And if you want to know how to do it, just hit the subscribe button, hit the bell icon, so that you'll be the first one to know when I do that, because I'll be doing it soon enough. I don't have a problem with the skin, but the entire software in general. Let's take an example of the notifications. I just won't get my important work notifications from Teams or Zoom, and I have missed countless meetings because my phone just wasn't ringing. Sure, there are workarounds for this, but I, as a user, should not have to do this. All my notifications should have worked out of the box. And there's one strange thing. When I turn on the battery saver mode, the notifications would start coming. Just strange. There's one thing that amused me. So, this is a plain ripoff from iOS, but this looks pretty cool on this device. So if you're just transitioning into the recent screen, that is, you trigger the gesture to go to the recent screen, you don't go to the recent screen, just hold it. You can see the wallpaper zoom in, and if you leave that gesture, it zooms out. This is a plain ripoff of the iOS feature. It has been there on iOS for a lot of years now and still looks pretty cool on this device. It still costs $28,000 on Amazon and there are always offers running on it. That's why I said it's arguably one of the best phones of 2021. Heck, even MKBHD gave this phone a runner-up mention for the best value phones of 2021. If it wasn't for Pixel, it would have been this one. So if you have this device, what are your thoughts on it? Do let me know in the comments below. And since you're commenting, like this video and share it with your friends. Because even if you dislike the video, no one would know. That doesn't mean that you should dislike the video just for the heck of it. Anyways, subscribe to my channel and hit the bell icon so that you don't miss any future videos that I post. That's it for this video. I'll catch you in the next one.